Welcome to episode 76 of the Epilogue Lady podcast. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook and Etsy as Arctic Crafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65. There is also a group on Ravelry called Arctic Crafts, the Arctic Crafts podcast, and I have a make-along running at the moment, the Tea Time Mal for short-sleeved sweaters, and I also have a Ko-fi page where you can support the podcast. I mentioned the make-along in my intro, and it's still running, and it's still of course open for entries until the end of the month. June 1st I'm starting a different make-along. So stay tuned for that, but I can tell you as much as it's about to be socks and nothing but socks. I have a bit of admin at the start and live stuff. It's raining and we've had snow. It's been snowing in May, so I thought we would have an early spring because we had some beautiful weather in April, but no. So this is only adding to the fact that I was already struggling. So these last few weeks haven't been all that great. I've got some dyeing done though, so there will be an update on Sunday. And by the way, my shop will close next Thursday evening because I'm going to a local shopping center to do a pop-up. So my shop will be closed next weekend. And I'm thinking about bringing my 12 days of Christmas to the shopping center, to the pop-up. So if there's any interest locally, I might sell some 12 days of Christmas next weekend, so if you've been having your eyes on one, perhaps pick it up sometime during the following week. I was thinking about talking a bit about what I've been struggling with, but I decided nope. Bente's bag of holding is there for a reason, so I won't talk about that here because this is a knitting podcast. And I'll do Bente's bag of holding next week. Just to vent on camera. So I won't vent in the podcast. You'll be pleased to know. So I'll just keep on with my admin. 12 days of Christmas in the shop now. I also have a sale running to the end of the month on my Suri Silk Cloud. The shop is linked down below. I don't have a lot of advents, but there are some left. 2 more things I wanted to mention. One is that the Knitted Bean is running a make-along, the Inclusivity Mal, and it's about just that, inclusivity. Anything inclusive. She has a bundle. She has several bundles on her in her Ravelry, difficult to say, Ravelry group, where you can find patterns or yarn or anything that you. So she has done that work for you, and I found the designer that was new to me in her bundle, and I have started a project for her make-along. I'm donating a prize to that make-along, by the way. So that's the Knitted Bean. Check out her podcast. And the Tangled Skein CA, my good friend Sue, has reopened her Etsy shop. That will also be linked below. And she has a lot of great things in her shop. So go check her out as well. And that's about it, I think, for admin and stuff I wanted to mention. So then we're going to talk about knitting. I'm wearing one of my FOs. and it's the Grammys Medley sweater by Tanis. And I really loved knitting this. It was so much fun. It's supposed to be only 3 colors, but I added a 4th color because one of the 3 colors I needed more than 1 skein, so I decided if I add a 4th color I will have yarn left of all 4 colors, but I won't need more than 1 skein of any color. And the only thing about this sweater, when you have to block this in a particular way, because these parts where you have the slipped stitches tend to pull together. So I had to put blocking pins in these sections to stretch them out, so they were the same length as the striped on the side. So that's this, the Grammys Medley sweater. It's supposed to be long sleeve, but I did 3/4 because I prefer my sleeves to be 3/4 sleeves, and it's really cropped. Standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down. It's cropped, or not cropped, but it's short. Sorry about showing you the beast. I have jeans on me that are too big, but they're really comfy. But all my jeans are high-waisted, so I like my sweaters to hit just below my natural waist. So that's one of my FOs, and I'm going to tell you about the yarns when I show you the other sweater, because I knit another sweater with the leftover yarn. And this is a sew faded. This is my 4th sew faded, by the way, because I love the fit of this sweater. I knit this a bit too big. It's not fitted, but it's really cozy. And on this you can actually see the yarns, so that's why I waited until I showed you this sweater, telling you about the yarns. On top here we have, let's see, beehive yarns in the Audrey base, and the colorway is Heartbreaker. It's from Dolly Parton Club, she did. And checking my notes, this one is Rusty Ferret on her, I think that base is called Dolly, and the colorway is Kids Rainbow. This is Hedgehog Fibers Sock, DRK. This color isn't in this sweater, because I had to add another color to get this long enough, and this is it was left over from 100 gram skein of yarn from Ginger Snap That, and it's called Panda Party, and the ribbing is the last color from the other sweater, and that's September Storm by Yarn Cafe Creations. I had just enough left of that to use for the sleeves, the cuffs, and the hem. And in case you were wondering about that noise, it was Snape, Severus Snape. And if I can't get anything done about it, the colors are muted on the camera, and I'm using a different software for recording. I've been using this software for the last 5 episodes, I think it is, and I'm struggling adjusting the colors properly on the camera. So I'm going to try to find some software and try to fix that, or I'll try to edit as much as possible in the editing software I use for editing the video later. Hopefully I can do something about it, because the colors look really dull here. So that are my FOs. Hopefully it won't be too warm in the shopping center when I'm going there to sell my yarn. I don't think it will be, because it's a shopping center, and it's a big open space, and doors are going up and shutting all the time. So hopefully I can wear something knitted, and I might just wear this. I'll show up. People will see me from far away if I wear something this colorful. I could also wear this. I'll see what I figure out. I could perhaps wear something that I knitted with my own yarn. But when I'm showing you the whips, I have something in my whips that I really want to keep working on, but I have to pace myself a bit because I want that to be my knitting in the pop-up. I have this thing when I'm knitting, when I'm out selling my yarn, I always have knitting with my yarn. I never knit on anything that's with somebody else's yarn, and that makes total sense. So I'm trying not to knit too much on that until next weekend, because that's what I'm knitting on during the pop-up. I'm just checking my notes, and that's all I have to say about my finished objects. So now we can talk about my whips. My first whip is something that's been hibernating for a long time. It's been hibernating since last autumn, because these are socks. It's a pair of socks, and I had finished the first sock, and I had just started, I was just above the toe increases on the second sock. These socks are knit toe up, just because I wanted some variation, but I regretted it afterwards because it's like they go much slower when I knit them toe up. I'm not sure why, but I'm using my normal short row heel, because you can use that whether you knit them toe up or cuff down. You can use the same heel. I like the way the toes look on a toe up sock, but I'm not sure I want to knit a lot of socks toe up. The pattern is Mr. Lockwood by rhyFlower Knits, and the yarn is Regia Premium Merino Yak, and these aren't blocked, but I can stretch them so you see what the pattern looks like properly. And these are for Sue. I bought this yarn to knit her socks, and they were supposed to be part of her Christmas box last year, but I never got that far. So this is the second sock, and as you can see, I've actually worked on this. And this is, I think these are Knit Pro, and they're the square variety. I just bought a set just to try them out, and I can't tell a lot of difference from normal needles. And I just finished the heel on the second sock, and her birthday is in June, and I think I'm a bit too late to get these finished, to get them in her birthday box. Unless I finish them this weekend, then I can get them in, because I need to get that birthday box shipped. And the stitch marker is from Sue as well. It's a maple leaf. Anything Canadian, anything to do with Canada. She knows that I'm happy to receive anything to do with Canada. So that was one of my whips, and then we have the two new whips. This is in a bag with anything Canadian on, and this is my whip for the inclusivity mal, and it's really, really colorful, and it's neon colors. I'll see what I can do when I adjust the colors afterwards, but this is neon colors. And the designer is, I have to check my notes because he's new to me, Dan Lee, and the pattern is the Wavemaker, and the yarn is this beautiful thing from that Sue sent me from a Canadian dyer called Pew Pew Dye Dye Dye. Let's see if we can focus. Never mind. Pew Pew Dye Dye Dye. And I'm pretty sure they're Canadian. That's the colorway. And the other yarn is this. It's alpaca silk, or alpaca silke as it's called in Norway, from Sandnes. And this I got from our neighbor because she used to run the local yarn store, and when she closed down she brought most of her inventory with her. So if I ever need some neutrals or something, I go ask her, because she still has quite a lot of yarn left. And this I bought from her. And it's really soft, and this is really soft. So this is going to be a really nice shawl. I'm weaving in the ends as I go using the weave-in Steven. And I did one modification, because these stripes are supposed to be in the same yarn as the wave pattern. But this yarn is a heavy fingering, so I didn't have enough yarn. But I had a mini that I got from Sue. It's a neon pink sparkly mini. I think this is from Ginger Snap That, because she got an advent from them. And there were loads of pinks, and she doesn't like pink, so she gifted me all the pink minis. So my stripes are semi-solid pink instead of variegated. I think this works, and I get a tiny bit of sparkle in the shawl. So that is my inclusivity mal work in progress. And then we have, and this is in a Halloween bag. Yes, I'm aware it's a Halloween bag, but I really love this bag. I love the shape of it. I love the size of it. And it's made by a subscriber, Ann Wilson. She doesn't make bags for sale, but she made some for prices for last year's Halloween mal. And this one was for me. And this work in progress is a sweater that I think almost everybody has knit at some point. So I'm kind of late to the party. But it's the Rocket Tee. And I like this, the way this is looking. And now I have split for the sleeves, and I'm on the body. I'm on Body Island and anything. And what I have to do now, the only thing I have to pay attention to is counting the rounds, so I know when to change yarn. So this is going to be my knitting in the shopping center, because it's my yarn. I forgot to mention that. It's my yarn. It's a new colorway, and it's 100% merino and Surrey Silk Cloud, and the colorway is Mountain Stream. I decided I needed a light blue, so this is it, Mountain Stream. So this is coming with me. So I'm guessing I have to knit on my shawl and on Sue's socks later today, so I don't finish this before next weekend, because then I would have to get some different knitting. I might cast on a pair of self-striping socks or something, so I have some knitting, because I have a week of knitting before I go to the shopping center, so I need to have something else to knit on. Maybe I'll even cast on a different sweater. I have dyed some yarn for a sweater for hubby. It's just semi-solids, grey and navy, because I'm knitting a sweater for hubby. So I might cast that on, so I have some knitting. We'll see. More live stuff. We're going into Eurovision a week. That's next week. For my American and Canadian viewers, just Google Eurovision or write in Eurovision on YouTube. It's a big thing. It's that they're trying not to be political, but this year it's a bit political, naturally, because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But again, Google Eurovision and look on YouTube, and then you can learn a bit about it. It's all next week. It's the first semi-final is on Tuesday, the second semi-final is on Thursday, and the grand final is on Saturday. So the whole of next week is set aside for Eurovision. And Hobby is a big Eurovision fan, even bigger than me, I think, if that's possible. And he does reviews on the songs and everything on Facebook. So he's really into this. And I was kidding, I was telling him I should do a Bente's Bag of Holding about Eurovision, and then you could do all the talking. One of our friends, her birthday is in the middle of May, so she always has her birthday party on the evening of the grand final of Eurovision. It's a proper Eurovision party, and the dress code is Eurovision. And for you that know anything about Eurovision, that means glam. That means glitter. That means over the top. I have a 50s inspired dress, complete with a ruffle underskirt, but it's too big for me, so I would have to alter it. I think that's the word. And my neighbor has volunteered to help me do that, but it's not glam. It's just a 50s dress. So I went online and I found a dirt cheap silver sequence top. And I needed to buy something cheap because I probably won't ever use it again. So this is fast fashion at its worst, I'm aware. But I might give it to my neighbor and have her make me a bag or something from it afterwards, so I can have a sequence tote bag. Does that sound like fun? Anyway, this is a short sleeve top, and it's cropped, and I'm going to wear it with a high waist pencil skirt. So I decided, okay, so why not wear my Doc Martens? That would be total pop star, wouldn't it? Sequence top, big earrings, and Doc Martens. And my Doc Martens are limited edition. They have embroideries down the side, so they're a bit fancy. I also have a pair of knee-high Converse. I know, it's true, they're knee-high. That would be really fun to wear, because it's black Converse, white laces, but they're knee-high. And I have a pair of knee-high boots. So I'll have to try to figure that one out. I have a pair of flats that are gold. But gold and silver, sorry, that will clash. So I'll have to figure that one out. I might post a picture on Instagram when I'm done with my transformation. What Hubby is going to wear, I have no idea. But Norway's entry this year is a pair of yellow wolves. It's check it out on YouTube, Subwoolfer. Give that wolf a banana. I know, but it's a really catchy song. But anyways, they are wearing suits. They're yellow wolves wearing black suits with white shirts and black ties. So Hubby says I can wear a suit. So I would like him to try on some of his suits soon, because we're going next weekend and he's also lost a lot of weight. So I'm not sure he has a suit he can wear. So we might have to go there in jeans. So that's what we're planning for next weekend. The only reason I'm talking to you about it is because this is going to be a really short podcast if I don't talk about lots of nonsense. and because I'm not doing a podcast until the weekend after. So if I'm going to tell you about this party, I don't feel like going to a party these days. I don't feel like going to the shopping center selling yarn either, because I'm having a bad time, and that's when my social anxiety really kicks in. On the other hand, I need to make money, so next weekend is going to be a really busy one. I'm going to spend all day Friday selling my yarn in the shopping center. I'm going to spend all day Saturday doing the same thing, and then Saturday night we're going to a party. So we'll probably be the first people leaving the party, I guess, as soon as the results are in Eurovision, and that would be past midnight anyway. We're going home. And the week after, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take that Monday off. And I can already tell you that I'm going to take that Monday off. And I'm going to do show and tell, and I'd suddenly realized I forgot to bring something to the table. So I'll be right back. I'm nothing if not professional. So this I got actually before my last podcast, but I forgot to show it to you, and it's this. I know loads of podcasters already bought this, and loads of you probably also bought it. It's the Ultimate Knitting Book, and it's published by Vogue magazine. And it's a resource book. Just like it says, it's a resource book. And it's anything to do with knitting. It's about knitting needles, swatches, knitting patterns. It's more or less a knitting encyclopedia. English is my second language. And it's about colors and how you can make different colors, and circular designs, mock seams, cardigan shaping. I'm just reading out titles. Ribbing, different kinds of ribbing, how to do proper body measurements. Anything to do about knitting, it's in this book. And the dust sleeve, I think that's what, dust cover? Anyway, the book looks exactly the same. So I might just remove this because it annoys me. So this is more or less a coffee table book in my house, because at least for the time being, it's lying there staring at me, and I should spend some time just leafing through this, because I'm not even sure what's in this yet. I'm going to look through this properly. And that's the only thing I've gotten in the mail that I can think of. I've gotten some stuff for the Advents, but I can't show you that because that's supposed to be a surprise. And now I'm talking about the Halloween Advents. Those sold out, or they almost sold out. I had one left. I might dye that one up for myself, but I'm not sure, because I'm going to dye one for Sue as well. So I might just dye up the 10 skeins, the 10 calendars. So the Halloween is not in the shop anymore, but the Christmas Advent, 12 Days of Christmas, is in the shop. And that's it. So I have no acquisitions when it comes to yarn, because I'm trying not to buy any yarn. I did buy some yarn the other day though, because we do Dungeons and Dragons. Hobby has started to DM or Dungeon Master, and we're kind of into it, and we're watching a lot of Critical Role. And Hannah of A Corner of Craft, anything she does yarn related is inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, and she has a yarn club called Critical Role. That's inspired by the YouTube or streaming show Critical Role. That's just voice actors playing Dungeons and Dragons. And whether you believe it or not, it's really, actually, really, really entertaining, and we love it. It's just grown people sitting around a table playing a game. And that's what... And it's goes on, every episode is around 4 hours. So, but we binge it. And her colorway from May is called Respect the Alpha Male, and it's inspired by Chetney, who's one of the characters in campaign 3. And because I love the character, I decided to get the yarn. So that's her colorway for May. So that won't probably be here until the end of the month. But then I have something to look forward to. That's the thing. Retail therapy is a thing. And one skein of yarn, I decided I should get it. And then I have done some dyeing. So now I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion. The first colorway I'm going to show you has kind of a backstory, because I felt really awful and I knew I had to dye some yarn, but I didn't feel like it and I needed some inspiration. And that day I was talking to Echo of the Knitted Bean podcast. I was talking to her on Instagram, and I just asked her, what's your favorite colors? And she answers purple and green. And I was thinking, wow, purple and green? I have a colorway called Crocus. That's lilac, purple and green. And how can I do that in a different way? Because purple, okay, but green? So I have actually 4 different bases in this colorway, and this is it. I had to add some neon speckles just because I'm me. And this colorway is called Echo, because of that's her name. So I have this on merino nylon fingering, or fine merino sock. I have it on Polldale sock. And because you can see the speckles on this one properly, and because I wasn't paying attention, I accidentally dyed up a skein of Corriedale. So this is Echo on Corriedale sock, so there will be 1 skein of Corriedale sock in Echo. And this is Echo on Surrey Silk Cloud. So that's a new colorway. That's going into the shop on Sunday. I have some Purple Rain, and that's on Polldale. I need to check my books because Polldale and merino can be different to tell the difference, but I think this is Polldale. I'll check all these and put it down on the screen, so you know where to find them if you're looking for them. I have some Glamrock on merino sock. I have some Sea Spray on Corriedale sock. I have some Kaleidoscope on Polldale sock. I have some Strawberry Pavlova on Polldale sock. Bente's Bag of Holding on merino sock. And Beach Party on Polldale sock. And then we have my new colorway, Mountain Stream, on Surrey Silk Cloud and merino sock. And this is, of course, You can knit a sweater with merino sock. And you can of course also, but this one skein of this, and this is really soft, and one skein of this is enough for a baby sweater or a toddler sweater as well. For all I know, if you're knitting newborn size, you might actually get an entire set for a newborn of one skein of yarn. I'm not saying you can, but I think 425 meters on one skein. And again, Surrey Silk Cloud. And the other new colorway I have is a pale pink. And I have that on 100% fine merino and Surrey Silk Cloud. And the name of this colorway is Blush. So that's what going into the shop on Sunday at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. That's it for the shop update. I still have the sale is running until the end of the month, and that's for Surrey Silk Cloud. The new Surrey Silk Cloud that I'm adding in the shop update, I'm not sure if I'm going to add that to the sale or not, but I might, because the whole point is getting rid of some Surrey Silk Cloud, because I bought a lot of undyed Surrey Silk Cloud and it's not selling, so I'm trying to get rid of as much as possible. So that's what I don't think I have a lot else to talk about. Today I did my epilogue in the middle of the podcast. I think I'm going to end it here before I start babbling about stuff that you're not interested in, and I might do a mental health Bente's bag of holding next week. If I get up the nerve to do it and if I have time. But anyway, I'm going to stop here, and I hope you have a really nice weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye.